Hi, I'm Craig Curry, a Christian composer and arranger, and this is a follow-up video on getting started with multitracks in worship. In this video, I'll walk you step by step through the easiest way to connect your Apple device to your church's sound system. If you've watched the first video, you should now have the Prime Multitrack app installed on your Mac or iOS device. First, let's review. In the last video, I showed you how multitrack audio splits into two channels, the left and the right. The left channel has your click track and guide cues and helps your musicians stay in sync. In the Prime Multitrack app, left channel tracks are in red. The left channel is only heard by the musicians through their headphones or in-ear monitors. The right channel is for the music, like the drums, piano, and bass tracks, and these are in blue in the Prime app. The music tracks are heard in the musician's right ear, but also by the congregation through the main speakers. So you'll need two channels on the church soundboard, one for the click track and one for the music tracks. But first, we need to split the stereo signal coming out of your device into two separate left and right channels. We'll use what's called a Y or breakout cable to break out the stereo signal into left and right mono signals. Thankfully, these cables are inexpensive, and you'll find options listed for you in the video description below. The Y end of the cable has two headphone-sized jacks called quarter-inch jacks. Instead of two rings on the jack, like a regular pair of stereo headphones, the breakout cable jacks have only one ring, showing that only one channel goes through. The other end of your Y cable will connect to your Apple device. Depending on your Apple device, you'll need a cable with one of three kinds of connections. The first type of connection is a small headphone jack found on most laptops. This is called a 3.5 millimeter jack or a mini jack. It plugs into the small hole you usually would plug your earbuds or headphones into. On a laptop, use a Y cable with a mini jack on one end and the two quarter-inch jacks on the other. If your device doesn't have a headphone jack, then you'll need a different kind of connection. Some older iPhones use a lightning port. A lightning cable has a thin end with a grooved line on it, and it's how you charge the phone. For these type of connections, you'll need a cable with a lightning jack on one end and quarter-inch jacks on the other. Newer Apple devices use USB-C ports, and those charging cables have a thin, rounded metal rectangle at the end. For these devices, you need a cable with a USB-C connection on one end and two quarter-inch jacks on the other, like this cable here. Again, see the video description below for specifics. Now, once you've connected the Y cable to your device, we need to connect your cable to the church sound system. I'm guessing you'd like to have your device with you on the platform so you can start playback to the multitrack. If that's the case, you may need an additional piece of equipment to get the signal into your church sound system, a DI box. A DI, or direct input box, converts what's called an unbalanced signal coming out of your device into a balanced signal, so you get clear and clean sound through your church sound system when you're physically distant from the soundboard. Electric instruments like bass, guitars, and keyboards often use DI boxes, so your church may already have some, but you can also order them online. We'll need two DI boxes, one for the left channel and one for the right. So you plug one part of the Y breakout cable into one of the DI boxes, and the other part of the Y cable into a second DI box. I recommend labeling one DI box as click left and the other as tracks right to help everyone stay on track as to which is which. Next, you'll need two mic cables, also called XLR cables. Plug one end into the DI box, and the other end will plug into your church's sound system, just like you'd plug in a vocal mic. and you do this for both of the DI boxes. And now you're ready to test everything out. We want to make sure you're comfortable with the setup before you use Multitracks in a live setting. So leave yourself lots of time and maybe have a special rehearsal to test everything out. Have your device close by so you can easily start or stop the track. You'll want to set your device volume to about 75% and do the same for the Prime Multitrack app's master volume as well. Check with your sound engineer to be sure they've routed the left channel with the click only to your headphones or in-ear monitors. Now start the playback and let the church sound engineer use the mixer's gain knobs to adjust the input levels so they have a clear, strong signal. You should be hearing the Multitrack music playing back in the church's main speakers, but not the click or guide cues. Next, check your headphones to make sure you can hear the left channel with the click, and also the right channel with the music tracks. Use the Prime Multitrack app's individual volume settings to fine-tune your mix of instruments. And congratulations! You're now ready to use Multitracks in a worship service. Thanks for sticking with me through this setup process. I know it seems a little technical at first, but once you set it up and tested it out, it gets easier each time. If you'd like a handy visual guide to this setup, be sure to download the PDF in the description. And if you haven't tried using Multitracks yet, check out my Wade in the Water multitrack at craigcurrymusic.com and see how you can enhance your church's worship with unique and beautiful sacred jazz music. Thanks.